what I learned from 150 funerals. That assurance and that being able to answer that question, it is vitally important. You don't have to cry no more. And because it feeds your own soul.
Hey everybody, I'm Chris.
Hey, and I'm Brett.
We're back for another Pastor Reacts. This is the lead pastor. I'm the youth guy. So we reacted to that one song that he did, Happy. Had a
that
video.
one song, yeah.
I forgot.
Happy, yeah. The album dropped, and we did.
Happy was fantastic. It might be my favorite NF song, by the way. I loved it. I went back and listened to it 3 times. We completely missed the video. Like, what was going on in the video, we botched it. And so a lot of people let us know.
Completely?
And let us know in the comments. They did let us know, but kindly. So thank you for that. But as I listen to that song and then the video with it, I'm starting, like, I've loved NF for a long time, but I'm starting to see more about why people connect with him so deeply and why he has such a passionate fan base. Because that video, like, on its own, what was interesting about that song, like, he's not in the video at all. Like, it tells a story. And he says in his, a lot of his things, he doesn't know if he's making music videos, making music or making music videos or actually movies. And I think a lot of the stuff he makes, that was a short film, basically, that thing. But I watched another reactor, and she had to turn off, like, had to stop it several times because she was, like, weeping, like, just sobbing because of, like, that was her childhood. And so, like, so there's, like, a connection of not just the lyrics in the song, but, like, his visuals connect with people. And that's why I think it's NF Real music, but it should just be called NF Real, because it's, like, it's real life stuff that happens to people, and it takes them on this journey. And so as we're continuing the journey with you, we're going to react to Mama, which I have not listened to yet. Everybody is asking me if I've listened to his album yet. I didn't, just for you. And it's killing me because I want to hear all these songs, but I haven't listened to it yet. But people said, get ready to cry. So I brought tissues just in case, because this is kind of the sequel.
Oh, is that what that's? Okay.
Yeah, I brought tissues because it's the sequel to How Could You Leave Us, which was about his mom dying.
And the part of the point of doing this has been to take me along, because I had never heard of him, period, and had never heard any of his music. Haven't heard this one, but I have come along the journey and have come to appreciate for that very reason. Yeah, the music quality I think is very high, but also just the film quality, the subject matter, that real life deal. I do have a get it factor, at least. So hopefully I'll have a get it factor on this song.
Yeah. So we're checking out Mama. And again, these are blind reactions. So none of us, we haven't heard these. Right. And so that's why we mess up some of the stuff, because we're like, we just hearing it for the first time. So let's check out Mama. Let's jump in. Sorry, that was a long intro, but here we go.
Yeah. You ever make it up to the gate? And if you did, I wonder, is it a beautiful place? Did he put his arms around you, make you feel like you're safe? Did he grab you by the hand and say that things are okay? I gotta know, mama. Did he show you some grace, give you a pass, and tell you he would carry the weight? Do you smile more? Wonder what it's like when you pray? Is he standing in front of you so you can look at his face when you talk to him? Does he talk back? You ever have conversations about what you regret? Or did it all go away once you got there? Does each breath take you closer to God? Would you say that you cry less? Do you feel at peace yet? Do you laugh more? You feel like heaven is everything you could ask for. I ever make it up there when I see you? I hope you're smiling cause you deserve it. Pray to God that you found joy, and always know that.
There's a lot there.
Yeah, I'd say it's kind of goes into the deep waters right away. And I was a little nervous when he said Mama, because we did watch the one. What was the song that about his mom that we did?
How Could You Leave Us?
How Could You Leave Us? Yeah, that was really, like, hard to listen to. And so I was a little nervous about this one. I didn't know if I was emotionally up for it, but
but it's basically like the afterlife. I mean, that's what
big time. Yeah,
what you talked about on Easter. I mean, it's one of those things, like, he's questioning, like, okay, did you even make it to heaven? Like, which is a pretty tough.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's because you would go through that. That's why it's so important to kind of come to terms with what we do believe about these things. And what we did talk about on Easter was not only is the afterlife a real thing, but what is it like? And there are indications in the Bible that really show you, kind of give you little glimpses of that. So it's important to know that, because sometimes it becomes deeply, deeply, deeply personal, as it was for him. So I'm glad he's into it. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever make it up to the gate And if you did, I wonder if it's a beautiful place. Like he's asking about the afterlife. Like, did she?
And there's a lot of ifs there too. Like, so it's open-ended question. And of course there's questions throughout, but the first one being, are you there? Is that your reality? And if it is, so that's,
and it seems like after that, he kind of thinks that it is, because he's saying, because all the things he's talking about are like things that would happen in heaven. Like,
Right.
do you smile more? And like just hoping better for his mom after she's gone, which is that's tough. So all right, let's keep going.
At peace yet? Do you laugh more? You feel like heaven is everything you could ask for. I ever make it up there when I see you, I hope you're smiling cause you deserve it. Pray to God that you found joy, and always know that you don't gotta cry. You don't gotta cry no more. I hope you're up there looking down on us with a smile on your face. You don't gotta cry. You don't gotta cry no more. I hope you're up there with God, feeling loved and set free from your pain. I look at the situation you had.
It's so important to have hope like that. I did a video that we posted on what I learned from 150 funerals and officiating 150 funerals and talking to families and everything. And that assurance and that being able to answer that question, it is vitally important. You don't have to cry no more. And because it feeds your own soul, because that's a struggle that you're having to get through. And obviously going back to when he was a kid, I mean, it's losing her and these things that we talk about in church and that we think about, it really, really matters because it gets down to the really stuff, the truly important stuff of life.
Yeah, and I think from hearing How Could You Leave Us to this, How Could You Leave Us was more out of an anger of like, you've done this to me, you've hurt me. And even in that song, he said he hadn't forgiven her, but now he's at this place of, I hope you're up there with God feeling loved and set free from your pain. He's like, I hope you're smiling more. I hope that the things that you really wanted in this life, you're now getting, because you didn't get those in this life because she was chasing it with pills and other things. And so, but the grief part, Paul says, we don't grieve as those with no hope, because there is that hope beyond this life. Like, we have a hope that there is something beyond this life. And so I think he's coming at it from that perspective now, seeing like, okay, I've gotten through my grief on this, and now I can hope the best for my mom.
I like that contrast, you pointing that out, and it's it's very important to. Sometimes these things are just theoretical. It's the things we talk about over coffee, but for him, this is a literal thing that he obviously has thought a lot about.
Yeah.
Set free from your pain. I look at the situation you had. Might have made a mistake of leaving, but it's making me sad thinking of you. How you grew up trying to cope with your past. Were you like me in your relationships and pushed away dad? I gotta know, mama. Did you think you were trash? Something disposable that nobody could love or be glad to say they was with you. That issue is an issue I have. That's why it hurt me when Brittany gave me those letters you sent. I barely read any of them, knowing I'd let them go to my head and get to me, especially when I feel I related. Might not be around for my babies, but know when I say that I love you, that I mean it, okay? Cause nobody's perfect.
Now it's getting really heavy. Gosh.
and deeply personal.
Yeah, I don't know who Brittany is. Maybe that's his sister.
Well, I thought maybe you did know. I was counting on you to do that.
I don't know who that is, but he says it might not be around for my babies. I don't know. I know that's a big part of like the theme in his life of just feeling like abandoned and left, and he wants, now that he has a kid of his own, he wants to do that for them. But like she left him letters, I guess, and he's like, I barely read any of them, knowing that like it would just eat away at me, knowing that you're not there anymore, and that kind of thing. And just man, like this, just the power of grief in our life, of how that can
big time,
can take us in a direction.
And from having kids, that I remember as my kids were growing up, and I would go around the world, different places, and I sometimes would have that thought of, what if I don't make it? The main reason I wanted to remain, the main reason I wanted to live, was for their sake, instead of having them go through that, because it would be so difficult. And the fact that he went through that, and that shows up again, and he doesn't want his own kid to go through that, that's again, that's the stuff of deep soul kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Go to my head and get to me, especially when I feel I related. Might not be around for my babies, but know when I say that I love you, that I mean it, okay? Cause nobody's perfect. Yeah, I guess we all fall short, and I can't hold this unforgiveness in my heart no more. So just know you're lovable to me, and of course you'll always be mama to us. So save a table for four, and know that You don't gotta cry.
Yeah, that confession is very powerful. I'm glad you brought up the other video too,
Yeah.
and it was good to have the journey, right? So, the anger and you could, because you can see where the unforgiveness would have come from. I mean, the story of her watching her, presumably of drug abuse and all that, and the kind of angst that you would feel over that. But that is a huge breakthrough, and I wonder how that came as much as anything. What kind of put him in that place? Maybe he said that, but. I'd be kind of curious what was the tipping point that kind of got him to that place of being able to forgive. Maybe it was having his own kid.
Yeah, and just know you're lovable to me, and of course you'll always be mama to us, which is, I think, a huge line for him. And I mean that forgiveness line too, like that.
We'll save a table for four. That's awesome.
Yeah, I can't hold this unforgiveness in my heart no more. Like he's finally like able to release that, and I don't. Yeah, and maybe it is having a kid, but I know. He's been on this journey. Like The Search was one of his albums. Like he's searching for that hope, that map to hope.
Yeah.
And so just to see that now, he's finally kind of arrived there, which I mean, Jesus talks about forgiveness, how we're supposed to forgive, like just, I don't know if willingly, but it just, whenever somebody wrongs us, we're supposed to forgive. And it's hard. Like like that journey to forgiveness isn't an easy road, but it's like, you can now see in his own music and his own life, like there's a new hope in his life because he's able to move past some of that.
It comes from where it's supposed to come from. He said, I guess we all fall short. You forgive because you've been forgiven. And the more you are aware of your own flaws, the more you're going to extend that forgiveness to others.
Right.
In my heart no more, so just know you're lovable to me, and of course you'll always be mama to us. So save a table for four and know that you don't gotta cry, you don't gotta cry no more. I hope you're up there looking down on us with a smile on your face. You don't gotta cry, you don't gotta cry no more. I hope you're up there with God, feeling loved and set free from your pain. You don't gotta cry, no. Yeah, I'm grown now, took me a while to see the bigger picture. Cause if you were here today and I was talking with you, there'd be a lot of tears of joy falling on my sweatshirt, probably followed by some apologies, and mom, I missed you. Yeah, I pray you see me down here looking up. Still got a lot of things that I need healing from, but I'll get there eventually, so don't you worry none. I just hope you finally got some peace and you feel happy, mom, I love you.
Wow. Because the end of How Could You Leave Us was him like basically yelling at her where he's crying.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so to be able to kind of have that contrast of, hey, there's some things I've gotten past and there's still things I need healing from, but just know I'm okay. Like, I mean, it's powerful. That was the end.
Yeah, and I love the breakthrough thing. That's really cool. And again, I would love to know the backstory of how he kind of went past that point. That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, hey, I think we're going to react to some more of this before we get to go back to the journey. So we're going to react to some more of his new stuff. But thanks for watching and thanks for commenting and all that. It's been fun. So, I think that's what we're reacting to next. Actually, running. So stay tuned for that. All right. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris.
Brett.
We'll see you next time.